Hello guys, this is Ray Chen from Real Estate Fastlane. So today I want to talk to you with you guys, share with you about the experience I had yesterday with a doctor, one of my doctor. So again, before starting of the channel of the video today, subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon. And if you want to be a guest on the show, send me a information, send me a request, and or if you have any comment about the videos, submit your comment. Okay. So yesterday I went to see my doctor. So usually I do an annual check, check out my blood pressure, check out my cholesterol, all those good stuff to make sure, I'm on the right track, health wise. Also I had I've been having some shoulder problems. So I went there to do a checkup. So I was talking to the doctor and he asked me, he said, when you go file a tax return, does your accountant CPA give you a copy of the tax return? I said, yeah, of course. Every year I file tax return and I get a copy. And he said he has been asking the doctor for a tax return, but not the doctor, but his CPA for tax return, but the CPA hasn't given him a copy of the tax return for a couple of years. So I told him, that's totally, weird. And I asked him, I said, how much tax do you pay every year? He said $500,000. Can you believe it? I was like, what? $500,000? That's a crazy high tax amount. All these big companies, Amazon, Apple, they don't pay any taxes. How can you pay $500,000 in taxes? So I told him that there must be something wrong. So I told him a very simple way to dramatically just to drop his taxes. Because right now, he's operating his practice from a big medical building where he paid monthly rent. So I told him, instead of paying other people rent, you could have just bought a medical office of your own. Then because right now he's operating his practice from his S corporation, right? Then I said, instead of renting and paying somebody else the rent, you can buy a medical building, you put that medical building under another company that you registered, and then every month, then you would just pay the rent from your medical practice, the S corporation, to that other corporation that's holding, with maybe LLC, that's holding your real estate office. Then just by doing this alone, for example, let's say if his annual income is $1 million. So let's say if he pays $100,000 a year for rent, then just by doing that alone, his taxable income base would change from $1 million to $900,000, right? That's just a simple example. And not only he change his taxable base for his medical practice, because he paid for his because he bought his medical office, so he could expense all the building expense, repair, upkeep expense. He could get expense the interest, mortgage interest he paid, and he could do the what is that, the segregation. He could do the depreciation, right? Depreciation to offset his income. So just by doing this two things alone, he would save at least 100,000 to 200,000 taxes alone. Well, again, I'm not a CPA, I'm not a lawyer, so this is just chatting, just to let you know. If you wanted to figure out how to do this, you probably still need to talk to a lawyer or CPA. So what I'm trying to get at is that we have a lot of professionals, doctors, lawyers. They make a lot of money, but they probably sometimes do not have the time to focus on how to defer taxes, how to do investment. Because, for example, this doctor, every day he's focused on helping his patient. So then I asked him, so who take care of this finance for you? He said his wife. But most likely his wife is not a professional, financial planner or investor. So she probably doesn't even know what's the correct way to do it. Obviously, in this case, she doesn't. Because if she knows how to do it correctly, then they wouldn't be paying $500,000 in taxes. That's just crazy, right? Outrageous. So that's the problem a lot of doctors or professional people run into. They make a lot of money, but they pay a lot of taxes, and when they don't have to, and also their money is not being put to good use. What I mean by that is that, So it doesn't matter how much money you make, but if you're a professional like a doctor, lawyer, or real estate agent, for that matter, you only make money when you're working personally, when you're spending your time working. But how can you continue to make money when you're not working? Because pretty sooner or later that day will come, right? Either you want to retire, or either you don't want to work too hard anymore, or either you got sick, you cannot work anymore. So the most important thing is that once you able to make that money, you want to defer as much taxes as possible. You want to invest that money into something else so that you can have the money to make more money for you, right? So that's the transition you need to make as quickly as possible once you start to make some good income. So which is what I'm doing too. So I'm a real estate broker, obviously. So I have my own business. I have S corporation. So I have people that are working for me, employees that are working for me, and I make decent money. So every time I make money, I defer the taxes, and also I invest as much of the money into real estate as possible because I'm already a real estate broker. So I have this advantage to invest in more real estate because I have the knowledge, right? So once right now I'm still in the progress of doing that. So I bought properties, so I'm continuing to buy more properties. So my goal is to eventually able to replace all my brokerage, like my service income, into replace my service income with my investment income. So the minute I'm able to replace all my service income, business income with my investment income, then I'm essentially financially free. So when I'm financially free, I don't have to work anymore. But whether I work or not, it would not be a necessity. It would be a choice, right? So that's why it's so important to once you are able to make the high income, you want to be able to defer as much taxes as possible. Like I was talking to the doctor, I said, you're paying like $500,000 taxes each year. That's just crazy. Just imagine for the past, let's say, if he has been doing this for the past 10 years, that's $5 million. If he had invested that $5 million into real estate, that real estate holding could be worth $50 million. So that's just totally ridiculous. So I figured I'd make this video to share with you guys on some thought of mine, to hopefully everybody can get something out of it, just to make good money, but figure out how to legally defer the taxes and invest as much of that money as possible. It could be in real estate, it could be in some other type of investment, but the key is you want to save the money, not defer the taxes, invest into something so that you can have the money start to make money for you, instead of we have a lot of people that are working their whole life very hard, but they don't end up with much money, and they have no choice but to continue working. Why? Because you're not doing it correctly. You're not investing your money. You're not deferring the taxes. So this is very important. It's not a light subject. Anyway, this is Ray Chen from Real Estate Fastlane. Until next time, and subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon. Okay, thank you.